Welcome back. So we're 2 weeks into the new year, and many of us have made New Year's resolutions, personal goals to better ourselves in some way. But apparently on January 17th, about 60% of people have already given up. Joining me now is Dr. Scott Wiener, a graduate of NYU School of Medicine and board certified in psychiatry. Dr. Wiener, thanks for coming on the show.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so they're calling January 17th Ditch Day, when people ditch out of their New Year's resolutions. Why is that?
Well, I believe it's a lack of positive response. So we start the year with the best of intentions. We set these goals for ourselves, and then we don't see any progress. We don't get reinforced, and quickly we go back to our old habits.
Yeah, but so what's kind of interesting is you're saying it might not necessarily be our fault. It could possibly be a personality trait?
And so, absolutely, I hate for people to blame themselves, so to speak. And when you talk about personality, I think that's really just a representation of your biology, what's going on inside of you. And through modern advances in science, for example, utilizing genetic testing in mental health, we've determined there are certain genes that play a role in how we function biologically, and that will play a role in our successes and failures. And it might be something that we can actually help address to give ourselves better outcomes.
That's fascinating. I guess off the top of my head, a type A personality who's very organized, list-oriented, are those the type of people who really achieve their goals and New Year's resolutions?
And so, yeah, that's definitely an advantage. Organization's extremely important. Setting reasonable, attainable goals, so small steps on the way to that larger overall goal that you want to achieve, all important factors.
Yeah. Could you touch base on what are some of these 4 factors that make up our mental health that goes into these resolutions and achieving goals?
Well, the first 3 of the 4 are really related to our environment, our experiences in life, what's going on, our lifestyle, so to speak. And that's something in mental health we've looked at for years. It's the 4th aspect, the biological aspect, that's something new. And through utilizing a test like the mental health map, we can look at someone's genetic predispositions. So we can start to make assumptions about what's actually happening biologically that might be resulting in whatever issues they're struggling with.
Wow, that's fascinating. And these are all things that you yourself have studied about people. Is there anything we can do on our end if we might have the genetic predisposition to kind of, fall off the wagon when it comes to these resolutions and goals? What can we do personally?
Absolutely. So I've been using Genomind in my practice for almost 10 years now, and it's a great tool. But a lot of people don't have access to somebody like me, or maybe don't feel they need to see a doctor to get to where they want to go. So the mental health map allows people to just go on their website, mentalhealthmap.com, order the test for yourself. It then provides you with the roadmap. It doesn't just tell you your genetic predispositions, but it educates you on what that means biologically, and then gives you all sorts of tools and tips for how you can modify your life, change your diet, change your behaviors to address those things. And so you no longer necessarily need me, although I'm always there as the plan B if you need more help with a guide to get you from A to B. But the mental health map is definitely the place I would say most people should start.
Wow, that's so fascinating. How long does it normally take for those results to come back? I saw in the video there was a woman swabbing her cheek.
Yes, so once you send the test back, if it gets there on a Monday, you might have your results by that following week, for example. So it's a pretty quick turnaround time.
Wow. You know what? I feel a little better to know that my personality is just the reason why I can't achieve these goals.
Yeah, there's always something biological underlying the things that we see in life that underlie our personality. And if we could get our biology to play nice, to function properly, we can make the changes we want to make.
Dr. Wiener, if people want to find out more information, where do you suggest they go to?
And so definitely mentalhealthmap.com would be a great starting point. And they can always go to my website, which is prismawellness.com, to find out a little bit more about the progressive approach to mental health.
Awesome. So great to have you on the show today. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll be back after a short break.
Studio.